Okay guys, welcome back to the Crypto Batcave. Today we're going to be discussing the general concept of whether or not Ethereum can reach US $20,000 by the end of 2021. I've picked this amount, $20,000, because it is around about in the middle of whereby a lot of different observers, well-known observers, were predicting before this kind of crash of sorts took place. So we're going to look at all of the currently available mainstream information to determine whether or not there is a likelihood that Ethereum can hit $20,000 per coin by the end of 2021. Let's have a look. So as of today, right at this minute, as indicated on coinmarketcap.com, Ethereum is priced at $2,755 US, which is down by 35% since its all-time high of $4,356, which was reached on the 13th of May this year, which is 2021. This decline has coincided with a drop, of course, in its market cap from the high of around about bang on $500 billion US to now about $317 billion. Again, on the 4th, we're on the 4th of June, 2021. And this, of course, still makes Ethereum the world's second largest crypto by market cap by a healthy margin, with the third place currently being held by Binance, currently sitting at $62.8 billion. Very closely followed by Tether, which is sitting at $62.1 billion. There is a battle for third place going on there between those two, and then Cardano comes in at the 5th spot with a cap of $56 billion. So prior to this recent drop, many observers were vocal with their predictions for Ethereum, expecting it to reach anywhere from $10,000 to close to $30,000 US dollars by the end of this bull run, or the end of this year, close to the end of this year. But in spite of this, you know, the events we've experienced recently and the drop has prompted many analysts, both professional financial analysts and also YouTube influencers, to predict additional declines. As reported on Cointelegraph on the 1st of June, Clem Chambers, who is the chief executive of financial analytics portal ADVFN, stated that the price of Ethereum remains at risk of declining lower, adding that it might take up to 3.5 years before it re-reaches its all-time high. Additionally, financial correspondent at FX Street, Akash Giramath, noted that the price of Ethereum could fall as low as $1,200 US. And an article published also on fxstreet.com noted that Ethereum could rise by 25% towards the $3,400 mark US. However, a rejection from the overhead resistance may lead to a downswing to $2,100. So it's interesting to hear this sort of change in tune, and quite frankly, it makes sense. But prior to this dip, Ethereum was on a blissful run, all the way from $746. This is in US dollars, even though I'm based in Australia, and I normally do talk on CoinSpot, but sticking to US dollars today to appeal to the broader audience. So it was on a blissful run all the way up from $746 on the 1st of January 2021, all the way through to its all-time high of $4,356 until what seemed to be a perfect storm hit. So just about Bitcoin for 1 second, the Bitcoin price was sent tumbling due to several major unexpected events. And it seems as though Ethereum, obviously this happening, Bitcoin being the world's largest cryptocurrency, and you can look at the charts, Ethereum's going to get affected too, due to such a huge portion of the Bitcoin, of the entire crypto space market cap being owned by Bitcoin, right? So these unexpected events that created this perfect storm, just to sum, were primarily an announcement from the People's Bank of China that financial services companies and payment services were banned from pricing or conducting business in virtual currencies. And this essentially means that China is cracking down on the use of digital assets. In addition to this, there were bearish tweets from centi-billionaire Elon Musk, who said that he would no longer allow Bitcoin to be used for payment at electric vehicle maker Tesla until it becomes more environmentally friendly. This then sparked a whole period of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and an environmental debate about how much electricity is actually used to mine Bitcoin. The results were catastrophic, prompting many to fear that a bear market had well and truly set in. Bitcoin's price tumbled from its all-time high of around $65,000 US on the 14th of April, right down to around $48,000 by the 26th of April, and then even lower to $34,000 on the 24th of May, just recently. So Ethereum followed suit, as is to be expected, when investors become wary and mass panic sell-offs occur, which a lot of people did. And a lot of people that got in after we were well and truly into the bull cycle, I think they panic sold and ended up having realized losses. It seems as though those that have been long-term hodlers, though, are pretty safe at this point. Nonetheless, in spite of all this, there is still a rationale for Ethereum being able to resume its bull run and pick back up to somewhere in the vicinity of US $20,000 by the end of this cycle. Now, here is why. Now, it's at this point I'm reminding you that this is just for entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice. I'm not a professional financial advisor. But let's have a look at the currently available evidence as to why it could be possible for Ethereum to get to $20,000 by the end of this cycle. First of all, if prior history is anything to go by, the current bull market, if we were in a bull market, say now, but the prior bull market or the bull market that was not due to be finished, with the general prediction that it should continue all the way up until anywhere from the fourth quarter of 2021, or even as far-reaching as the end of quarter one of 2022. And you can look at all of the different observers were predicting kind of in this window. The latter observation for quarter one next year, albeit that actually came from the directors of the respected crypto analytics company Token Metrics when they were interviewed on the well-known YouTube channel BitBoy Crypto. They actually predict that it could have been going into next year. Could have been like an extended bull market. So what we have seen is an unnatural interruption, is an unnatural interruption to what would otherwise have been steady bull market that continued to lurch upwards. In saying this, I'm talking specifically about Ethereum. That was lurching steadily upwards prior to these unnatural and unexpected phenomena that occurred, as it was running its own course separate to Bitcoin prior to this crash. And though Bitcoin was doing well since the beginning of 2021, on the back of news that Elon Musk had invested $1.5 billion into it via Tesla, when you actually take a look at the charts, Bitcoin was well and truly going sideways for several months rather than steadily upwards like Ethereum. So even though there was a lot of media hype surrounding Bitcoin, it was really going sideways. So now, just given that these unexpected events appear to be at an end, for the time being at least, even though we do live in an uncertain world in terms of flash news panic like this, we've had sort of a shimmy down of sorts with the market. Things have leveled off. The steep decline that we saw for the entire crypto space now appears to be leveling off. One really quick side note, during this time we saw the entirety of the cryptocurrency market cap drop from US 2.6 trillion roundabout down to 1.47 trillion. So, and now if you look at all the charts and you look at the market cap overall chart, it was a very, very, very steep drop off, but now things are starting to level off, and I think now we have the potential to regain some traction. Now, even if the likes of Elon, we are seeing some positive news, right, where even the likes of Elon Musk have been publicly supportive of cryptocurrency. I've done another video about this where I go into detail that he, along with Michael Saylor, have even gone to the lengths of meeting with prominent crypto mining companies and establishing a mining council which aims to regulate the use of fossil fuel-intensive crypto mining and ignite an incremental shift across to renewable energy as the primary power supply of mining. So I think that was one of several positive news articles we started to see re-emerging after all the FUD set in, sell-offs set in, the markets dropped. So, and on that note about mining, in spite of that, there are arguments rife that the majority of Bitcoin mining, which occurs in China, is already environmentally sustainable, but I will save that for another video. Now to the bullish outlook for Ethereum for the remainder of 2021. First of all, there is a major network upgrade scheduled for July, the London Hardfork. This is an Ethereum improvement proposal, so that's what EIP stands for, and this is the Ethereum Improvement Proposal 1559, referred to as EIP-1559. And this is huge news for Ethereum, which, as anyone who's really in the know with Ethereum knows, this has been on the horizon for quite some time. But this is huge news for Ethereum because the update will solve the Ethereum network's major issue, which is high transaction fees. Though I will save an in-depth review of IEP 1559 for another video. Let's delve into it for just a second here. So the upgrade will transition Ethereum's fee structure away from a bidding system that allows miners to prioritize the highest bids. The new fee structure will dynamically and programmatically adjust fees so users only pay the lowest bid for each block. In addition to this, the base network fee will now be burned on each transaction, which will potentially facilitate a move to deflationary tokenomics for Ethereum, which is a big news. So just to summarize, like in lay terms here, because I really don't want to get too technical and go on and on and on. Such an upgrade will solve current issues with the Ethereum network, and at a very, very basic level, these include the high gas fees, network congestion, and inflation due to its current infinite maximum supply. If you want to read the exact technical specifications, I'm going to do more videos on these in time where we section it off, so we're just talking about one at a time. But for now, I'll place a link below to the official paper that has been released, which has actually been written by Vitalik Buterin and co on the official Ethereum website. That is below. You can read it. It's like a thesis, a mini thesis. So one thing to bear in mind though is that at this point, this upgrade, the London Hardfork, is just a temporary state that Ethereum will transition to. It will soon after be overshadowed by Ethereum 2.0, which will further refine Ethereum and significantly increase the speed, efficiency, and scalability of the Ethereum network, enabling it to further address the current issues relating to network congestion and increase the total number of transactions per second, which are currently very, very slow compared to other cutting-edge cryptocurrencies available today, such as Solana. It would be something like upgrading from PlayStation 2 or 3 all the way up to a PlayStation 5. So most certainly a significant leap forward. And again, without going too deeply into technical, arguably the two most significant changes that Ethereum 2.0 will bring are proof of stake and sharding. And long story short, this new technology will well and truly bring the currently outdated, slow, expensive, and congested Ethereum 1.0 into the contemporary realm where it is competitive from a technical standpoint with the likes of Solana, Polkadot, and Cardano, which up until now remain far more advanced. I'll place a link below detailing the difference between proof of stake and proof of work for those that are keen to read further. Now we're going to have a look at some of the other factors that can contribute to this bullish outlook for Ethereum. There is reportedly a decreasing amount of Ethereum on exchanges, with a recent Glassnode data report revealing that Ethereum is flowing out of crypto exchanges even after its 40% price crash. Cointelegraph reported that a key metric indicator, the Ethereum balance on exchange, shows that Ethereum reserves held across trading platforms' hot wallets dropped from 13.9 million on May the 1st to 13.1 million on May the 31st, which represents a 5.75% drop. Generally, this is indicative that traders either want to hold on to their crypto holdings in anticipation of higher dollar-based returns in the near future, or want to deposit them in decentralized finance liquidity pools to earn consistent interest rate returns. And lastly, just having a glance at the charts and summarizing what technical analysts have spotted. You can never escape the charts, can you? In a discussion like this. PostyXBT, a YouTuber, self-described as a price action trader and cryptocurrency investor, since January 2018, envisions Ethereum trading inside an ascending triangle pattern, which is described on Cointelegraph as the first concrete structure that formed after the correction from 4,384 to 3,590, essentially some consolidation. They go on to say that a triangular pattern surfaces during a bearish correction, and it could result in a continuation breakout move to the downside. Nevertheless, PostyXBT expects the price to maintain the triangle support while targeting its resistant trend line for a bullish breakout move. In spite of this, PostyXBT generally has described himself as cautious, as he has publicly described what it was like being in a prior bear market. And that's all over his YouTube channel. He certainly appears to be a very experienced crypto analyst, and I would recommend having a look at his channel. It really is excellent. He's certainly very well informed and well experienced. He's been in this game for a long time. And lastly, not lastly, but another independent analyst, Crypto Cactua, I think that's how you pronounce it, has a similar hypothesis for the resurrection of the Ethereum bull run. though they too are cautious, adding that traders could enter a long position on a perfect retest of Ethereum's current resistance trend line, the horizontal line near the $2,500 to $2,600 area. And last but not least, another influencer who is regarded as the largest of all YouTube crypto influencers, and this is, of course, BitBoy Crypto's Ben Armstrong, was extremely bullish on Ethereum earlier on in the cycle, suspecting that it may hit as high as $27,000 US by around Q4 2021, which he anticipated potentially to be the end of this bull run, and that it would sort of lurch up slowly, and then in the last 2 weeks of the bull run would shoot up to that 27 mark around Halloween. And though some refer to him as a moon boy, that he himself admits, I feel that he is generally very accurate with his predictions, and for a number of reasons. That he is very experienced as an investor and trader. I mean, he's been in the game for 10 or more years. He has a large team of experts working with him that you can actually see behind the scenes on his channel for Hit Network. It's a very, very well-oiled machine. And he also acquires a lot of his forecast knowledge from cutting-edge companies such as Token Metrics, who he interviews on his shows around the blockchain and market cipher and so on and so forth. So he's getting, so he's like a very, very good source of knowledge. He hasn't yet said that he still thinks it will hit this target by Q4 specifically, but he's sort of saying that he expects a second wave of the bull run could establish itself, and we could see somewhere in the vicinity of a 10x for Ethereum from this point on. If I'm correct, something around there. Like, I don't think he's actually given us precise target, but he's still bullish that, now that everything I described before is out of the way, we can see the bull run reestablish itself. But either way, he's generally bullish on Ethereum, especially in the long term. And why wouldn't he be? Those guys are doing a great job with the channels, BitBoy Crypto and the Hit Network. Definitely check them out if you haven't to date. So, generally, and to finish off here, to answer the question indefinitely, what do I think? Can Ethereum hit $20,000 by the end of this cycle? Yes, I think it can. It has the fundamentals. It's got the roadmap. It's got the updates. It's got the first mover advantage over other cryptocurrencies that are newer and that are already more advanced than it is now prior to its update. It had a tremendous amount of traction leading into the recent dip. So it's got a lot on its side. It even had institutional investments. It had just a huge amount of basically support from retails, all sorts of different investors, right? So I think that, can it? Yes. Will it? I'd say probably not. Would be my final answer. No, because I think that because we're in such an uncertain world where we've seen how shaky the crypto market actually is, based off, one day we can be, at the all-time high for Ethereum, Bitcoin. A few negative press reports come out, and it shakes this decentralized market of sorts, and it just, everything drops significantly lower. So I think, can it? Yes. Does it have the potential to this year? Yes. Will it? No. I don't think it will get there. I think we may get halfway there. I think in the long run, we will definitely see it hit that price and far beyond. But by the end of this year, most probably not. But, you never know. Anything is possible in crypto. So thank you for watching, guys. And we will check back in soon.